And then Jim Irsay dies yesterday. It was like, what?
Yeah.
Whoa. Both of them same age, 65. Actually, Warren 65. They're
Same
both
circle?
Yeah.
Irsay and...
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Irsay went to Faith, Hope, and Charity in Loyola High School, and we went to public school. But Irsay just sort of...
Hosted. Yeah.
He crossed over into all areas because... and he lived in the neighborhood, but of course he was the super, super duper rich kid that had the pool and the ridiculous house and the universal weight set in his basement. He had universal weights in his basement.
Wow.
Remember those things when they came out? Oh, you guys are too young probably.
Yeah.
And he had a lot
A place to hang out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, work out, rock and roll,
What'd you
do
call
drugs.
What'd you call the bedroom again?
The junk shop.
The junk shop.
I didn't call it that. That was actually Audrey, who was the live-in chauffeur, jack of all trades. And Audrey was, honestly, I read a story about Jimmy where he said that I think he was referring to Audrey as one of the, possibly the biggest adult influence on his life. And I thought that too because his parents were gone all the time. His dad bought the Colts when we were 13, I believe.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I know. It's insane.
13 years old, knew the guy whose dad bought the Colts.
It was crazy.
That is insane.
And the next thing you know, you'd be watching a Colts game and you see Jimmy and one of your friends on the sideline, which was the only reason to watch the Colts. But and he took me to a game too, a Monday night game actually against the Oilers when Burt Jones was quarterback. Yeah, they were very good too. And I saw Howard Cosell in the private jet airport. Oh. And Jimmy dared me to get his autograph because he'd given me a quote unquote game ball. It wasn't actually a game ball, but it was a Colts football. And so I walked over not knowing, that Howard, I was just stupid. I was like, oh, I'll get Howard Cosell's autograph. How cool. And Howard was very annoyed and he actually printed his name.
He did it though. He did it.
He printed it, yes.
All caps or no?
Kind of a dick move, but
What a
still.
cute little body he
Do you
had.
still have that?
I'm curious. Could you look at somebody Google Howard Cosell's signature? I wonder if that was because it was kind of the printing was cool, but it was like he printed his name. That seems weird. I mean, I don't suppose he did that always, did he?
Do you still have that football?
Oh no.
Oh.
No. Wait, whoa, he kind of does.
Yeah.
Oh, that's...
Yeah, it's not all that cursive. He was drunk. It was a sloppy signature, but his signature looks like it's printed almost.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
So
that's weird.
That's his regular signature.
I guess
you
so.
thought you were slighted all these years.
And he gave it up. Wow.
Oh boy, but Irsay is always portrayed as well. You guys read about him, privileged. He grew up, was destined to be the owner of the Colts. Super duper duper rich billionaire.
Sounded fun though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, once the rock and roll stuff came in,
I don't look at him like that. I look at him as an owner. That's all I've seen him as, and I've seen him as a beloved owner. He's brought that team a Super Bowl. It seems like the players and the fans all love him. He gives back to the city.
No, that's true. I think it sort of overwhelmed the other part because he was the youngest owner in NFL history. He was 37 when his dad died. Wow. And over time, then he started getting into, had some problems with drugs and rehabs. I think he went to rehab 14 times, he said. But he's very open about it. Mm-hmm. So I think that was good. At first, it was probably a lot of people judged him, but over time, I think people he won people over. He was like that. The best thing I can think about in terms of how to judge him, if you have to judge him, not that I want to, is versus his father, who bought the Colts. His father was the biggest asshole. Oh my God. Just a raging drunk, always. His mom was very cold. Her hair reminded me of the Jetsons. I don't know. See if Google Harriet Irsay. I swear to God, her hair, she had a Jetsons haircut. She must have taken a picture of one of the Jetsons and...
I want this.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's updated from what...
Wow.
That's what I remember. That's
an old lady hair helmet. It's a lot of Aquanet to keep that like that. Wow.
I mean, she did have to deal with Bob Irsay, so I'm sure life was not always easy for Harriet.
Is that her, the blonde? Sure or no?
No, she's not blonde. No. Wait, is she blonde in a picture? Is that her? No, that's not her. Oh. No. But I remember I delivered their paper, and when I delivered their paper on Christmas one year, I asked Jimmy what he got for Christmas because they were all up, and Jimmy's mom goes, "What didn't he get? Should ask him what he didn't get."
Oh, God, maybe that humbled him. No.
I don't think it was pretty tough. His sister, he had a sister who was killed in a car crash when we were in 6th grade.
Oh, man.
His brother was, and I quote, retarded.
That's what they said.
That's what they said. That's not me. And he was shuffled off to Florida for about 50 weeks a year.
Oh.
So Tommy was home maybe a week or two a year, and it was always kind of weird.
Did he have other brothers and sisters, or was it just
nope, just Bert and Tommy? So kind of an only child, in a way. I mean, in terms of 50 weeks of the year, anyway. But he was a hell of a lot of fun. The conversation I was having before the show started, one of my friends who lived right near him called, and we were talking about our wiffle ball league, which was in, I think, 6th or 7th grade. Actually, I think covered 2 baseball seasons. And Jimmy was kind of a weasel. He set up the park so it had a short porch in left field, which is a huge advantage to him.
Some would say strategic.
Because he's a righty?
Yes. And I had
Well, you would notice it because you were a lefty.
I had a ridiculously long home run. And what we were talking about was when Jimmy hit number 715 to break Hank Aaron's record. He had 715 home runs, and that's the last thing I remember was
in
him
like
breaking.
2 years, huh?
No, that was Babe's record. It was Babe's record. That's what we were debating.
Okay.
Because I thought it was 756, and it was like, no, that was in real time. Aaron had not broken the record yet when that happened.
Okay.
And he was really aware of it. Like, I'm going for 715 today.
Like anyone care. You're like, shut up. You got a short porch and left.
I know I was at like 200 and something. And
That's pretty good for your
Kept
disadvantage.
track of every homer, every dong.
oh yeah.
Did you guys have paper? Like, did you keep track of it on paper?
No, absolutely
Okay,
not.
just in the head. Was there ever any debates over how many
'cause
home runs?
People thought Jimmy gave himself a few extra homers. It was
Yeah.
some dubious counting, I think. But and then we played football a lot. And one day Jimmy said, my dad's buying the Rams, the Los Angeles Rams, and he was prone to exaggeration. Jimmy was kind of a fat kid. He was kind of a butterball, but he lifted weights. He went nuts lifting weights later on, and he won weightlifting championships, didn't he?
Yeah,
I tweeted one out.
Yeah, there's some footage of him.
That's while he was that's while he was GM or even owned the Colts.
Really?
I think. I
Drew,
believe so.
I saw that video. I didn't recognize him. I kept trying to see, how is that Jim Irsay?
He's so huge,
Yeah.
and I don't know what else may have made him that huge. But I remember him taking supplements in high school because I was playing baseball, and I had a scholarship. And Jimmy had never played, going into senior year, Jimmy had never played football because he was always kind of a chubby little kid, but he'd started lifting weights, he's getting bigger, and he's like, I play football at SMU. And I never said anything, but I said, how are you going to play at SMU? You have never played football in high school. That's really weird. How would that happen? I mean, SMU was a pretty good football team, but he was getting so huge that whatever. I mean, I guess he's going to play football at SMU, and he did. I'm not sure how that all worked out. I think he got injured, but I think he played a year maybe.
Is that a picture of him?
Yeah, this is when he bulked up.
The standing
This is
guy?
him squatting 525 pounds.
In
ass
short
to
shorts?
grass.
Yep.
They do it in short shorts.
Those are Colt shorts, actually. I recognize those because all of us had those.
You all got some.
And when we worked out at the YMCA in Evanston, people must have gone, who are these fucking guys with those cool Colt shorts?
No, that looks like a singlet.
Oh, it is a singlet.
And he's
You're
got
right.
his belt
Yeah,
on.
It is.
Let him go for it.
But you
Here we
had
are.
shorts like that.
Well, they were they were not singlets. They were just really nice
525,
coaching
baby.
shorts.
Here they go. 525. Ass to grass.
Wow.
He goes down. Oh, he comes up
Jesus.
like a madman.
That hurts my knees just
mine too.
watching. Oh,
Well, I think that's why his body was breaking down, actually, was from all that crazy weightlifting.
Yeah.
Because he was a maniac. But he also, of course, was the home of LNA Late Night Action because Bob and Harry were gone so much. And Jimmy, I mean, what a house. A pool, full basketball court, which he had Audrey lower the net so
Indoor?
we could dunk. No, outdoor.
Okay.
Universal weight set in the basement. Also a freezer full of lobsters and steaks and all kinds of stuff, which
damn.
occasionally would get fired up at 2 a.m.
God, what an incredible fun life.
It was insane. And when his parents were home, the late night action entrance was through his bathroom to the junk shop, his bedroom. But he had to turn the alarm off. and let you in, and you had to scurry in, and they would turn the alarm back on. And maybe once out of every 4 or 5, you hear, Jim, why is the alarm turned off? You go, Michael Brown was at the window. I sent him home, Dad.
I sent him. How far was the bedroom?
The bedroom from Bob?
Yes.
Oh, a pretty good distance.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm picturing normal houses, and I'm like, how did they not hear that?
No, it's funny. They intercomed all over that house because Jimmy would have typically anywhere from 5 to 6 people overnight. And in the morning, Audrey would go, 9 o'clock, Jim. And Jim would go, 10 minutes, Aud. And then you hear,
Odd.
10 minutes, Jim. And then say, how many got in the junk shop? Because he would fire up breakfast, and Jimmy would count the people that were going out the window and then subtract that from the total. And go, 4. Go, all right. Audrey would fire up breakfast. I mean, it was quite a life for him. And then late night action once, on one occasion, I think I told the story, he had, I want to say it was ELO, Fire on High, which was one of Jimmy's favorites. We tried to come up with an LNA top 40 because Jimmy had a lot of songs he liked to play over and over.
Oh, that was going to be my question. Were there any that wore out their welcome a little bit?
I'm sure there were. I know he loved Play That Funky Music by Wild Cherry.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
And he loved Fire on High. And I think Fire on High was cranking. And there were a lot of people there drinking beers. And Bob Irsay came home a day early.
Oh, shit.
And Jimmy had corkboard on the back of his bedroom door and had all these clippings and stuff. And all I know is you could see like clippings flying off the door and the door bowing from someone hitting it so fucking hard. And everyone started scrambling for closets and bathrooms and whatnot. And once I was secreted in the closet, I heard Jim turn the music down and go, Dad? And his dad started barking at him. I think actually his dad really had no idea what was going on. He never opened the door. The door was never open.
Really?
He said something about Jimmy left the driveway lights on again, and that was what he's pissed about. And then he took off, and Jimmy said, "No big deal. He's gonna be snoring in 20 minutes." And he used to somehow turn the intercom on so you could actually hear his bedroom, and you could hear him snoring.
You were free to party. Oh.
But yeah, he had Audrey and Das was the maid. She didn't live in like Audrey, but they were almost like parents to him.
So they weren't a couple though.
No, they were not. I mean, I don't know.
They hooked up a time or two.
Audrey's kind of a stud. It's possible. We went to Audrey's funeral too, which was bizarre.
Yeah.
I mean, I had never been to a funeral like that.
Really?
I never have in my life ever since either. I had just never been to I was on the south side of Chicago, and people passing out and being carried out and stuff.
Oh,
and it's like,
gee.
oh my God. It was crystal culture.
Right.
Extra culture was earned that day.
It goes down in the annals of weird funerals you've been to.
Well, it was probably pretty
You and
normal
I were
funeral.
at one that was kind of weird too. So.
Oh yeah.
What did Audrey look like? I picture him being bald.
He had a receding hairline. Audrey, he was a little heavy set.
Okay.
Smoked a lot.
I was picturing him looking like Scatman Crothers from The Shining. I don't know why.
I was thinking Sam Jackson.
I'd say Scatman would be closer. But Audrey would stop me on my paper route, and sometimes he'd actually leave the house and catch me on my paper route because he couldn't read Mrs. Irsay's writing. Which he couldn't read.
Any writing.
But he would say, I forgot my reading glasses. Can you tell me what this note says? And it would always be a very derogatory note.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was really shitty. And so I did learn to sort of lighten the blow.
Church it up.
Oh, that's where you learned to ad lib.
You might have gotten him in trouble. He thought he was okay. And
he had the message across, but it was always bad. Parents were tough. Tough on the help.
Where did their money come from?
Bob Irsay had a heating and air conditioning company, which I remember reading in Sports Illustrated that he was in business with his father, who started a business. And you can probably look this up. The way the story went, I believe this was his mother, Bob Irsay's mother, who said that Bob left his father's business and stole all his customers.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
And put his dad out of business.
Oh, my God. Brutal.
Yeah. And I think his mother said something like he's the devil on earth or something horrible. I mean, it was really bad. And Jimmy he's aware of all this stuff going on.
His brother Ron minced no words when queried about the company when it split. I don't know how else to say this, but my brother tried to run my father out of business. Bob actually worked to try to destroy his own father. Oh, he's a real sweetheart, all right.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds about right.
And then the mother, he's a devil on earth, that one. He stole all our money and he said goodbye. He don't care for me. I don't even see him for 35 years. When my husband got sick and got a heart attack, he took advantage. He was no good. He was a bad boy. I don't want to talk about him no more.
Thanks.
Oh, boy.
That was how long ago?
That was in the 80s or 90s.
Wow, that's
Because
Quite
they
the
were
condemnation.
definitely older. Yeah, I don't remember his grandparents at all. But
HVAC then, huh?
yeah, HVAC, and he was, huge business, and he lived big. And then Jimmy said he's buying the Rams. Is he full of shit or what's going on? And then the next day on paper, I remember seeing the paper. Irsay buys Rams.
What? For $19
Buying the
million.
fucking Rams? Yeah, $19 million. And then the next day, Jimmy said, "Oh, my dad's trading the Rams for the Colts."
Yeah. Oh,
I'm like,
bullshit.
oh, get out of here. Because nobody had ever done that. I don't know if anybody's ever done that since, have they? But anyway, next day, Irsay trades Rams for Colts. and well, boy. That was his life from there, that and rock and roll. Because Jimmy knew everybody because he loved music so much. He started buying all those, the Ringo's drum kit.
Yeah.
Randy Kaplan's baseball.
He probably would have bought it. No, I don't think he'd be interested in his baseball.
No, he did buy one. Didn't Randy Kaplan bring him up? He said that was one of his
Yeah.
favorite
Oh, that's
stories.
right. That's right.
I don't remember which ball.
But David Gilmour's Strat from Comfortably Numb is
Yeah,
the
didn't
big
Kenny
one.
Wayne Shepherd say he played
Yeah,
that?
he played. In fact, this is it. And Kenny Wayne just murders this. The Jim Irsay Band. Kenny sings the second part too.
Is that
sure.
Jim singing?
No,
Okay. I was going to say, he sounds pretty good.
yeah, no. Like the Jim Irsay Band was like Mike Mills from REM,
Oh,
John Mellencamp's lead guitar player, Kenny Aronoff, the great drummer.
well, like,
It was unbelievable.
It's a mini supergroup.
And they played the instruments he bought at times.
That's what's so cool
that's
about
awesome.
it. Every instrument.
Ooh.
That's Kenny Wayne. I don't know if you remember this, but when we had Kenny Wayne on and I brought up Jim Irsay, he wouldn't stop talking about it.
Right,
Jimmy hooked him up with Stills, and they started a band called The Rides, and they put out a couple albums.
Yeah, they went on tour.
Yeah. Is that Mike Mills?
It looks like it.
Light hair? Mm-hmm. And you can see there's no cost, there's no shortage of money for the effects. They got the lasers.
Yeah, the cameras that are coming from the ceiling.
What does the drum kit say? Jim Irsay?
Jim Irsay Band.
Wow.
I love this song.
There's so many good versions of it too. The second jam's better if you want to go speed ahead to it.
God, Kenny Wayne's like intoxicated by it.
He is. Wow. He had a great post today about Jimmy.
Oh, this part, yeah.
Is there they go into another song? Or?
No, right here. This is it.
This is really good quality for a cell phone footage.
Yeah, there's a few of them on there. Wow, he's really enjoying this. Does this sound any different from the CD?
Oh, no, it's pretty close.
Very close.
Go for no.
Knows how to put on a show.
My God. Is Gilmore Soul this long?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so either.
It's killing it, though.
Oh my God.
Damn.
Wow. What was the name of his band with Stills? Was it The Rides?
I can't remember, but yeah, I guess. I mean, the two of them, we interviewed them. Yeah.
I was checking them out.
Kenny Wayne liked
yeah,
talking
The
about
Rides.
cars, and Stevie Stills was.
Oh, shut up, phone. I was checking them out last night, and okay, Barry Goldberg, the keyboard player, is unbelievable in that band. I've never heard of Barry Goldberg.
Yeah.
Is he from a band or something? American blues and rock keyboardist, songwriter, record producer. He was phenomenal in that band. I mean, I don't think that
The
was...
Electric Flag was the band he was in.
Oh, okay. Wow. Really good. So, yeah, boy, so much being written about Jimmy today. It's pretty good, too. I was happy to see that because there was a time where it was pretty hard for him to get any good publicity, especially after his dad. And then the Colts weren't very successful. Once you draft Peyton Manning, though, it all got a lot better.
Oh, yeah.
He was in Parks and Rec twice.
Jimmy was?
Yeah.
He was? I didn't even know
Was.
that.
He was in a new show,
'Cause
too.
They was situated in Indiana, and so they a couple of times they went to the Colts, and he was part of it.
I'm sure he would appear on anything.
And it was
anybody
Jerry
asked him to.
Maguire. Yeah.
Did you see
just say
American
that?
Primeval? Or did Mark show you that scene?
No.
It came out like maybe 4, 5, 6 months ago.
I
There was
know.
a show on Netflix about the Mormons back in the 1800s or something.
Oh, and Jimmy, he had a brief role, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, in the
I did.
first
Mark showed
episode.
to me. Yes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that bleak
So-
show about no electricity. No
Oh yeah,
shower.
it was not my kind of thing, but I would have watched Jimmy. But anyway, so this morning, one of my friends called me who's talked to Jimmy a lot over the years, and Jimmy invited him to the Beverly Hills Hotel where the band was staying, the Jim Irsay band was staying, and this is with Mike Mills. What's Mellencamp's guy's name? Mike Wanchek, Mellencamp's guitarist, Kenny Arnoff, Billy Gibbons,
nice.
and Jimmy. Jeff plays guitar. I don't think he plays that much, though, to be honest. And I know Jimmy had sent him a Martin guitar. It was like, oh my God! And Jeff opened it up, and immediately looked up. It was worth $10,000.
Oh my God, Jimmy! Jeez.
It's crazy that he would stay. You wouldn't think a guy like that would stay in touch with high school friends?
Oh no,
or-
he had so many. I mean, he knew so many people from. I mean, he and Hunter S. Thompson were good friends. I mean, just tons of people. I think people really gravitated to him once you got to know him. He's a lot of fun. He loves football and rock and roll more than almost anyone in the world.
Sweet.
Yeah.
But anyway, he asked Jeff, "Hey, would you like to play a couple songs tonight with the band?" Jeff's like, "Yeah, I guess." So he's like, Jeff Gorman, who is Steve Gorman's brother, was producing the show. And he tells him, "You got to be sound check at 3:30." Jeff's never been in a band, ever.
Oh, God.
Really doesn't play that much.
Oh, no.
But he went, and the songs were only "Gimme Shelter" and "All on the Watchtower."
Oh, that's pretty cool.
But allegedly, nothing terrible happened, and it was okay.
Wow.
Although Jeff said he was the only person on stage that looks like stoned, like freaked out. Everybody else is having a ball.
Right.
He said he looks like a rookie, but pretty memorable experience.
Jesus.
So, and I said, did he ever invite anyone else up? Because we knew other people that play guitar. And he's like, I don't think so. I hope not. It's like, oh, that's nice. Hope nobody else had that great experience. But oh man, wow, too bad. But
What happens to the collection?
that's interesting. I'm glad you said that because
Daughter.
yeah, daughters will take care of it. I think the daughters are now the owners of the Colts.
Yep.
One of them is a little more, I guess, involved than the other two. And somebody from Dubai offered him $1 billion for the collection, for all the guitars, drums, everything he bought.
Oh.
Nope.
Oh, good.
Good.
No price.
Thank God. Yeah.
So yeah, I think they know. He does not want that going anywhere. But
Right.
oh
Yeah.
man,
Probably make a museum out of it.
yeah, it's already it's traveling around. It's I'm surprised it's never been here actually, but it'll probably come here eventually.
Oh, my God. What a great job that would be, too. Curating
Oh, yeah, I
the
know.
collection.
That would be that's
Putting it on
something
tour.
else.